Hey there, fellow cyborgs, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included Bionics, Episode 6, Defragmentation Barracks. What dupe gets boosted? So we've got Jazz Lover, we got Scorpio, Tanuki, and, wow, my memory is bad, Shield. And the way these work is you put one person in there, and it makes them stronger, but how they get stronger is random. I don't know what boost they'll get, they'll just get better at something. So, you guys can pick 1 minute. Poly achievement earned! Recover a database entry from inspecting facility ruins. The Ghost of Gravitas. So these ruins are called Gravitas facilities, or Gravitas ruins. And Gravitas facility is something different. Oh, and there is probably an ATN here, if there's ladders here. Probably. Not guaranteed, but that'd be my guess. There goes all my oxygen. This is them breathing once every 3 days, where they're just like super vacuum, like a Dyson vacuum, all the oxygen around, and then they defrag. Alright, Jazz is going in. Got it. So once we have this pump built, I will then tap these water ponds to add to the total water content here, so that we don't run out of polluted water for quite some time. Huh, there's a morb here. That's funny. It's weird that a morb would be in a chlorine gas, because they're attracted to polluted oxygen, which is like kind of the opposite of chlorine gas. This chlorine gas is like how you get rid of germs. I don't know. They're not quite the same, but I find it funny all the same. All right, Jazz, let's get you in there. So you sit in there, it spins up, and you complete the process. And he now is regenerative. He heals over time, which is really nice for a duplicant that is a digger, because he is probably going to go places that are like too hot and he'll get hurt. So having regeneration is pretty sweet. That way, when he does get scalded, he heals from the scalds fast. Nice, they're automatically moving the polluted water. So it seems to me like our available joules for power banks is more or less breaking even with 2 chargers. So I don't think I need a 3rd charger, which is nice, because I don't exactly have the... I could have another charger off of this coal generator, but that might overtax the base's power grid, so I'd rather not do that if I can help it. Oh. I think I hear some sort of vent geyser over there. So if I got a little bit closer, I'd be able to see what it might be. But I'm not too worried about that right now. There we go. So now we're making the pump. So the liquid exposure, the Bionic parts are currently in contact with incompatible liquids. Prolonged exposure could have serious stress consequences. It increases stress per cycle by 200%. And then, because this is a very pressurized area, there's also, like, popped eardrums for this area. So, like, working on this project is quite stressful. That's why our stress is not 0. Because they're cold, their eardrums are blown out, they're, you know, getting wet. Not having a good time. Why does it say I have 6 crops? I definitely have 5. Huh. Alright, there we go. Polluted water. Coming up. New priority. Be up to you. This farming's done. And I'm probably not going to tap the other pools of water just yet. There's no urgency, as the liquid available to me already is a very decent amount. I'm not going to need more, because thimbleweeds sip water. They don't, like, blow through it quickly. There we go. They are growing. And then once the liquid reservoir is full, I'll just turn off this pump. But I built it on the lowest point here, so I can use gravity to add water to this when needed. We also have a Buddy Bud seed. Let's plant it. Oh, wrong kind of planter. Whoopsie. It's a flower. Derp. Come on, break it. Break it. Stress for Jazz Lover is climbing. So let's look at the stressors for Jazz Lover. Mostly popped eardrums. That will be solved without me having to do very much. So the Buddy Bud is an interesting plant in that it creates like flower germs, if you will, floral scent germs, which are nice, not sad. So, you know, that's always a bit of a benefit. Looks like you guys want a Barracks next. All right. I'll call that one 9 seconds early. Build a Barracks. So Barracks is going to be an area that allows them to defrag. And the first iteration of my Barracks is going to be real simple. Like, I don't need it to be fancy. So because the Barracks has them defrag and create microchips, we use the microchips mostly over here. So I think I'm going to just do a very janky makeshift Barracks here. Like, not fancy at all. The only thing I will do is try to make it have somewhat positive decor. And that's just so that the duplicants in there can be, when they are defragging, they can have a positive decor bonus. Which will increase morale a little bit. So in terms of what is needed, a regular Barracks has 1 or more beds, no industrial machinery, max size is 64, which this is 40, so I don't exceed that. A luxury Barracks has no cots, but regular beds are made of plastic, so I definitely can't afford that now. And then eventually we can work on private bedrooms. But again, that requires plastic beds, comfortable beds. So this is the best I can do, but it will give me a +1 morale for when they defrag in there. This is going to be a quick project, though. There's not any allergic bionic dupes. You were wondering about the negative of the fluorescent. I also don't think the bionic dupes... I don't think they have noses. I don't think they care about the fluorescent either. I'm not seeing it as a stress or morale bonus. So... I planted the bodybot because it's pretty. I guess it's not doing much other than being pretty, which is fine. So, sweeping here is kind of important if they're going to spend time in here. And then the other thing that's going to be important is that we make this pretty, so I'm going to put 2 flower pots in here as well. And then, just to lean into the whole, hey, we're making it pretty, I'm going to get artistic expression and pretty it up a little bit further. My coal is pretty low. But there's plenty of coal still around. Sooner or later, I'm going to have to phase away from my coal power generation. But we're not quite there yet, because there is still a lot of it around that I can exploit. But because we're not ranching hatches, it's a non-renewable resource for the most part. Unlike anything that comes out of a geyser. Oil could be used for power generation, yes. So I'm sweeping this area up to try to improve its decor, because it's full of stuff that hasn't been swept. And we also got ceiling tiles to make it prettier. And corner trims to make it prettier. The idea is to try to get a max decor area in here. So not only is it giving a 1 morale for the barracks itself, but it also gives morale as well. What to build next? So I could head to crude oil for lubrication and also potentially power and plastics. I could utilize heavier power generators. We do have a hydrogen vent up here. Oh, hold on. Let me remove start farming for fibers. That doesn't belong there. I could build the nature reserve. I could build a washroom. Because our current washroom is not technically a washroom. It doesn't have a sink. Or viewer suggestions. Things that you guys suggest. Because they just sucked all the oxygen out of the room. There is not, Oh, yeah, here they're using the barracks. Perfect. We get to see it in real time. So even though they don't sleep, they, like, hang out on their beds, defragging here. The decor is pretty good on the left side, not done sweeping on the right side. which is going to add even more morale than the barracks alone. So if we take a look at like Jazz Lover, as you can see, there's a +1 barracks, and then mediocre decor, and that should add up next cycle as well, at the end of this cycle. Now we take the morale, and the average decor for last cycle is a 3, because they hung out in the barracks long enough that it gave a nice chunk of morale. New printable. Another over and engineered. I'm gonna do without them. I'll just print Shine Figs, I guess. And you guys, I'll give you one more minute to vote on what the next project is. But our first reeds are almost done growing. Just about there. The eco power banks available are lower than I'd like. I'm not too worried at the moment, but I'll have to keep an eye on that to make sure that we have enough power. I think it's just because they just had their cooldown period. And as a result of having the cooldown period, they like just consumed all the batteries, so all their internal power banks are all basically full. But it's worth keeping an eye on just to make sure that I'm not in a power negative situation, because you can see that we just had a huge dip. Okay. We are going to build a nature reserve. Got it. Once the barracks is done. It's not quite done yet. So the decor value isn't really at 120, which is max, but it's decent. It's pretty enough. So the barracks is done. Let's build a nature reserve. So the nature reserve's max size is 120. So I probably, yeah. We can have it all the way up to like here, possibly. Oh, this box should not exist. This will be a huge boon to morale once built. So what I'm doing is enclosing a vertical shaft within the base, the central vertical shaft, which will act as a nature reserve. Plop a park sign here. I'll make the park sign out of dirt. Why not? And then up here, well, this room actually might not need it. I'll see. So at the moment, well, the door's not built yet. Nature reserve can't be greater than 120 tiles. So right now it's too large. But that's because of this hallway here. And then the other thing is, like, doors can be left open. So I'm just going to force all the doors open so it doesn't slow us down, because they don't need to be closed for any reason. Is this a reserve? Not yet. Too large. Oh, it has industrial machinery. Right, it has the carbon skimmer. Yeah. Okay. So I think the way to do this is to move the carbon skimmer down one tile. and then enclose the area off with like a vertical door. In fact, I can gain... No, I don't want to do that. So carbon skimmer, let's disconnect it temporarily. Just so it doesn't leak everywhere. Break it and move it. Alright, that's technically a nature reserve. And the huge thing about that is it is a massive morale boon. Right? I get +6 morale from having this vertical shaft with some plants. It's amazing. Joe True, thank you for the resub. And all we need to do is hook the carbon skimmer back up. Make sure it's like plumbed correctly. No one knows plumbing. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. This will be a little janky, but I'm gonna feed this pipe to the skimmer to empty out the pipe, and then I'll have to reconnect things. Not a big deal. So I just put the skimmer, like, you know, underneath the door, so it's not an industrial machinery that is within the base. And now all that water just got used up, so it won't leak everywhere, and then we could replumb it without leaks. So it looks weird, but it works. And the pneumatic door does not block air. If you wanted to block air, you need like an airlock or something. Pneumatic doors are like, you know, chain link and airflow tile, so the carbon can still pool down here. And we have a lovely skimmer here. Now at the top here, what I'm probably going to want to do is on the left going up, this will be like an airlock, a water lock at some point. So this will be the vertical extent of our base. Basically, this is the roof for the room. And that keeps the nature reserve to about 112 tiles out of the 120 that we have. Something like that. 110 tiles. So it's the correct size and providing morale bonus. And basically, this vertical shaft is literally unavoidable because it's in the middle of the base, so they will always have that morale bonus. I like to design it this way so that the morale bonus is like a basically guarantee. Because if you have a nature reserve off, like, in the corner of a base, you have to walk through it to benefit from it. So if you're not walking through it, it doesn't serve its purpose. Sweet. There was one other little bonus I wanted for the nature reserve that isn't exactly specifically about the nature reserve, but I'm going to do it anyway, which is the fire pole. In order to speed up terrain traversal within this vertical shaft within the base, I want to build a fire pole so that we can slide all the way down, whee, to be able to get to the bottom quick. And for that, I'm going to need more copper. So I'm going to queue up some copper mining. All right, what to build next? Let me make sure that I have all of the ideas. So washroom. I could also build a hospital. In case any dupes get injured. Hospitals increase the recovery time. I could build a rec room. If we think I need the extra morale. So there you go. Feel free to vote. And while you vote on that, I am going to get the fire pole research done so we can fly around quickly. We're traveling farther west than we have before. I don't see anything interesting this way, though. Let's, dig out to the edge. Just so that if there's like a geyser or something, I spot it. Nope, pretty boring. No secrets this way. That's fine. At least I checked. Is this actually scheduled downtime? It is. We are down to 1 zero eco power banks. So I may need to add another power bank charger. And for that I need more refined metal. I think that's going to be, that seems to be a downward trend of me running out of power. So I'll have the third power bank charger run off of the rest of the base's power grid. Maybe I'll build it here so that it's in line with the others. But I feel like that's a bit of a must. I also have, at the end of this, I'm going to have 7 out of the 8 microchips in, if I want, like, mechatronic engineering or something fancy. I could take a look at, the configs. So, Jazz Lover, you could use a tidying config, or a suit-wearing config. Scorpio, you could use... Maybe what we'll do is, So the tidying, maybe I don't do tidying. Tidying gives athletics, but strength gives athletics too. So if I had to pick between the two, it would probably be strength. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just like make everyone stronger so they can haul more. So I'll do 4 strength boosts. Blueprint. I guess hatchlings, because the other 3 are organics. And refined renovations just got done, so we can fire pull away. Nice. Overwhelmingly, once the fire pole is done, you guys want me to head to oil. Got it. I have plenty of morale overhead right now, but I don't think I'm going to pick new skills for shield anyway, just so that they stay very happy, because I don't think I need more skill slots or boost slots at the moment. Why are you all storing and tidying? Priority of these... Okay. I'm going to set the priority of these storage bins to 4. Oh, I see. I'm going to raise the building up to standard priority. That was really the problem. Alright, everybody has like 2 strength boosters, so they'll be able to carry a lot of stuff. Everybody but Tanuki. Tanuki's the only one that doesn't because of the crop tending. Truth be told, I'm going to switch crop tending out for strength because I really am not using crop tending at all. I will need to make a new batch of gear bomb though. And then we should start considering how we get down to the oil biome. So instead of going off of this path, which is my lowest, I might cut through this facility here, because the straighter your vertical path, the faster you get down. Which means fire poles. And we're going to run into some like unwanted gases, which I'll probably route around until I have exosuits. So it's not going to be like a perfectly straight path initially, but I don't think we're going to have to frequent the oil biome often enough to need like perfect pathing. That could be like a nice to have much later on in the colony build. So for those that don't know, a fire pole allows you to descend really, really, really fast, but it sucks to climb. So you definitely don't want to only use fire poles, because going up a fire pole, it will be a net negative for your colony, but having both a ladder and a fire pole allows you to go up and down reasonably quick in both directions. And from here, I might not even fire pole anymore. I might just do a vertical ladder. So, let's update the priority. I forgot that. Search for oil. Another thing that would be useful to build while we're going down to oil is to have a electric cable going down where the ladder is. And then also having plumbing. I'm going to reroute some of the piping here. So that the polluted water takes an alternative path. Also, I see that my liquid reservoir is low. It's not out, but it's low. From here, we might as well head into this cold to get some Wheezeworts so that we can passively reduce some of the heat that we've been generating within our base. And to see what's up with this, because if there's a ladder there, something is interesting there. But then from here, we'll continue going downwards towards oil. Like that. And yes, I will be making an insulated pipe for oil. Ideally, probably out of if it's... So I think what I'm planning on doing is if it's within a cold biome or near a cold biome, I'll use igneous rock, which is slow heating. And if not, I'll just use sandstone, which is good enough. We've got a saltwater geyser. Makes sense in a salt biome. Still don't know what's here, but I'm guessing it's a entropy nullifier, which is like a hydrogen superpowered air conditioner, more or less. So the only one I really want to add skills to is Scorpio, but Scorpio hasn't had that level up yet. And we are going to have a lot of abyssalite. The refined metal, do we get? Yes, we got it. So we'll also power bank one more power bank. I'm going to set this up to an 8. So that we have plenty of joules for our Bionics to use. Thank you for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included Bionic Booster Pack DLC Marathon, which originally streamed live on Twitch February 15th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind I asked for no backseating, and also feedback cannot be incorporated because the entire series was already streamed once as a marathon. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow duplicants.